This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, February 26th. I had to check the date. Thursday, February 26th. We are here for the Monorail Report tonight. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are broadcasting in both horizontal and vertical, or wide and tall, as some people call it. Watch wherever you are most comfortable. We are also on Facebook tonight. Let me say thank you to those of you that join, and it looks like we just picked up a membership from Steve and Tony. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate the support here at Park Bros. You know, we are kind of not the normal live stream channel, right? We don't get out to the parks as often as a lot of our friends out there. So we appreciate the support, and that's why I do the Monorail Report and the podcast with Corey. Corey's in the chat here. Hello, hello. Hopefully you had a good day at work. Hopefully everybody had a good day at work. I work from home most of the time, so I was home today, but I had a little visitor today. Finley was with me as she was not feeling too well today. So she didn't go to school, but she is up and feeling better now. So that's all good. Excuse me. Little bit of news to get to. Not too much, but we're going to cover all the news from the last week. Let me say hello to the chat. As I mentioned, Steve and Tony, it looks like they upgraded their membership or joined the membership. So thank you. We have Pyle is in here. Pyle Adventures, David Pyle. He's the brains behind the multi-view at dsn.disneystreams.com. Hopefully many of you are watching me there. You can go to that website, watch just as if it was YouTube. No difference. Actually, there's more enhancements to it than if you were watching on YouTube. You can watch on a computer, on laptop, on an iPad, or on your phone, and it's actually an app for both your computer and your phone. Works really well, and there's so many more enhancements in there. Not So Scary Mary TV, Neri is here. Hello, good to see you. Saturday Parks Live. Michelle, good to see you. Corey, as I said, Corey's in here. Jim Wilson, we're not related. Maybe. He is in here. Hello, good to see you. Jared Journey's another friend of the DSN out there in Disneyland. Does a lot of Knott's Berry parks as well. Good to see you. And Scooter Adventures, another member of the network out there in Orlando. Good to see you. He will show you how to get around the parks in an ACV and does it really well. Shows you resorts and everything like that. Scooter, we got to get you on the podcast to talk all about that. All right, so let's get to some news here. Oops, I'm gonna start at the beginning. So Universal Studios has announced it is Butterbeer season out there. March 1st through May 31st, they're going to be celebrating Butterbeer season. It's actually the 25th anniversary of Sorcerer's Stone. I should ask Catherine how many times she's seen that movie, because that is she's read the books. Actually, I think the book might be down there on my bookcase, and she's a big Harry Potter fan. Benny and I want your shirt. such a sore. I don't know if she's watching upstairs, but it's a sore spot for Catherine. This is a Catherine original. She made this for me. And then a couple weeks later, well, not weeks, maybe a couple months later, we go into Creations and it is on the shelf. So you can buy a very similar shirt to this in Disney World. But this is a one-of-a-kind Catherine original. Oh, there she is. She's there. Living in Diz, Corey says it's highly likely that we will be doing a vlog on Universal Studios in 3 weeks, and we'll include this butterbeer waffle. Okay, I'm not a waffle fan. I have eaten one. It was a Mickey waffle. The only waffle I've ever eaten, really. So I'd be interested to see how that butterbeer waffle is. Yes, Catherine is here. Hello. Christy PH Disney, another Disney Streamer Network creator out there in Disneyland. Hello. Good to see you. How do you know it's a Catherine creation, everything is lined up? Yeah. She does a good job. And Catherine wants to try that waffle. So also a little bit of Universal news. Stardust Racers refurb is extending until at least March 15th, 2026. So, that's a major ride at Epic to be down for a refurb. And what type of refurb is it going through? It's fairly new, a year. So if anybody in chat knows or in the comments, leave a comment afterwards if you know kind of what they're working on. Of course, like most parks, they're probably not going to tell you. They're just going to say it's a refurb. But if anybody knows, let us know what's happening over there with Stardust Racers. Okay, this one I am really hoping is open by the time we get there next month. Crazy Shack by Black Tap is opening a pop-up location in Disney Springs for a limited time starting next month. Now, anybody that knows me knows my flavor is chocolate, but that shake right there looks really, really good. That is high in sugar though. Let's not kid ourselves. But it does look very good. I'm interested to try their flavors. I wonder if that's another vlog coming from Living in Diz, maybe on Black Tap over there. Maybe you do a Animal Kingdom day and then hop over to Springs, maybe? Can we do a day at Universal just for the waffle? Saturday Parks Live says, I want to try the butterbeer waffle. Bet it's delicious. Have they not had... does anybody know what they've done with butterbeer before other than just the drink? And they have it cold and frozen. Oh, they have it hot too, right? They have hot, cold, and frozen butterbeer. So, yeah, let me know if you know anything else that they've put butterbeer in, butterbeer flavored. I know they have the ice cream. We've tried that. So Millennium Falcon, as you know, in May gets a new mission. I'm really excited about this. I like Smuggler's Run, but I mean, other than being the pilot, you're the engineer, you're pushing a flashing button. If you're the gunners, you're just holding the flash. I don't know if you guys know that. You can just hold the button. You actually don't even have to continuously press it. Just hold it. So there's not much to do if you're in the other four. So yeah, I'm excited about this because the engineer will have a part to play in the ride, and you'll have Grogu and Mando in the ride as well. So this is exciting. And so now the name of the ride is going to be Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, a new mission. Because Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run wasn't long enough, now we're adding a new mission to the end of it. Corey says you can get ice cream. Yeah. Butterbeer popcorn. Okay. Wow. Oh, Jared says there are other treats. Okay, good to know. Yeah, you can just hold the button as a gunner. Yeah. Also over in Hollywood Studios this year, we know that we are getting The Magic of Disney Animation later on this year, and one of the pieces of that is going to be Olaf Draws, which is a class that will include pre-recorded videos of Disney artists teaching. So you can see the in the artist rendering there, the artist is teaching you how to draw Mickey Mouse, and I guess Olaf is on stage showing or playing around. I did see a video of Josh Gad recording lines for this, so it will be his voice recording it. Some people are a little thrown off by this because the artist will not be live on stage teaching you, and you lost that really all over. The last place you had it was at Rafiki's Planet Watch in Animal Kingdom, but now that's changing to Bluey, which is, let's not kid ourselves, it's going to be much more popular for sure. But yeah, having real artists there, not having them there is going to be an issue. But we'll see. Let's give it a chance. Let's see how it is. I think the entire attraction over there is going to be mind-blowing for sure. So let's give it a chance. Let's see, how it works out. Murray's Adventures, good to see you. Hello, hello. Wilson's in the World, another non-relative. Good to see you, and another member of the Disney Streamer Network. Hello, and hello, Tiffany. Everybody was worried about the breadfruit tree that was removed from Living with the Land. It has returned. Obviously not the same tree. They had to take that one out because it was way too big and was becoming a safety issue. And so they have replaced it with a smaller tree that, of course, will grow and eventually have to be replaced. But, that's how things happen. I mean, look, it's Living with the Land. Those same bananas you saw 3 weeks ago are not there anymore. Pyle says he's thrown with the idea of no artist being live. Yeah. I'd rather learn to draw from the cast member. I mean, it is a cast member. They're just not there on stage with you. But I totally get what you're saying. If you haven't watched Marvel's Wonderland TV, Josh Gad is in an episode. Oh, I have not seen that. I don't watch much Marvel. Of all the franchises, that's the one I don't really watch much. Cruise and Theme Park Guide, Sierra's here. Hello. Great episode. She was on our podcast with Corey and myself last week, so make sure to go back and watch that. She did a great job talking about her experience at Disneyland, seeing Disneyland for the first time. So yeah, make sure to check out that episode. We had a lot of fun. So also over at Disneyland, Disneyland Resort will be getting rid of the 11 o'clock park hopping restriction later this year. I actually didn't know that they still had restrictions. So if you remember when they started allowing park hopping again, you couldn't park hop until 2 o'clock here at Disney World. Well, currently Disneyland, you can't park hop until 11. So they're going to be removing that restriction later on this year, which I think is a good thing. I think it's, it's time. What's the difference? I don't get the difference in that. Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sully to the Rescue will remain open until sometime in 2027. The plans for their Pandora have not changed. The difference is they've figured out a way to logistically start the rest of the construction without having to close Mike and Sully. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, they're gonna scrap Pandora. No, I believe they're going forward with Pandora, and that's what I read. So I I think that they just figured out a way similar to like at Animal Kingdom, where they were able to close it in phases so that they were able to start working on, the Encanto ride, and then able to close a little bit more and start on the carousel. And now finally Dinosaurs closed, and now they'll start on Indiana Jones, or they already have started. So I think that's all it was logistically, they found a way to keep the ride open for a little bit more. And Sierra says that was a fun ride. Yeah, I'm glad you got to experience that. So in Disney Cruise Line news, Robert Downey Jr. Was announced as the official godparent of the Disney Adventure. Every one of the ships has a godparent. I believe it was Susan Egan for the Destiny. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, or let me know if I'm right. And so every ship has a godparent or godmother. I believe he's the first godfather, so they're calling him the official godparent. So I really want to go on the adventure. I mean, that thing is huge. All the Disney ships are big, but this one is massive. The adventure, if you don't know, will sail out of Singapore. I've looked at the prices for that ship. It's really not expensive. The problem is you got to get to Singapore. So that's the issue. But I would still like to go on the adventure. However, there's a lot more ships that I have to do here that are here first. So we've been on the Dream. We had friends that went on the Wish last year. And then we are going on the Fantasy in August with Corey and some of the Living in Diz family. So excited for our trip on the Fantasy, and then I'm sure that'll just keep wanting us to go on all the ships, including the Destiny. Christy says, rumors about Zootopia popped up overnight with Monsters, Inc. news. Oh, tell me more about that one. I didn't see that. Speaking of Disney Cruise Line, there's a new special offer that just dropped today, like a couple hours ago, allowing Disney Cruise Line guests to save on their resort stay at Disney World after they come back from their sailing. So you can save up to 35% on your hotel stay after you disembark. So for example, in August, when we go on our cruise, since we're sailing out of Port Canaveral, we're going to go to Disney for 3 days before our cruise and then go on the cruise. A lot of people do that, or they do the opposite like this, and they go on their cruise, then they come home, and then they go to the parks for a couple days. So here, if you're doing that, you'd be able to save up to 35% on your rooms. Obviously, the different tiers of hotels or resorts give you different discounts, and different dates are going to give you discounts. It's not going to be as heavily discounted in December, right? So the dates vary from March to December. All of this news came from Dr. Disney. So if you want to find out more, you can go to Facebook and search Dr. Disney, or go to his website. In 2026, ESPN and Disney Plus will air 25 of the Savannah Bananas games, including their first game on ABC. If you have not seen a game done by the Savannah Bananas, you need to check them out. If you're a baseball fan, even if you're not, they put on a great show. I equate them to the Harlem Globetrotters, right? Where it's basketball, they're athletes, but it's amped up as far as the showmanship of it. So they're a great afternoon out, and their business model is very, very different. Like, you can meet the team leading up to the game. They're all out there for a little bit. There's a party. In fact, so we saw them at the Durham Bull Stadium, and they closed down the whole street in front of the stadium to, there's all sorts of stuff going on. Obviously, there's merch you can buy and that kind of thing, but there's food trucks and the team is out there. So it's really, really a lot of fun. And they broadcast their games on YouTube. The team, the Savannah Bananas, have their own YouTube channel, and they broadcast their games there. But ESPN and Disney Plus have picked up 25 of their games this year, which is a lot for that team. So excited to see them get some recognition. And listen, they sell out stadiums. In fact, when they were coming to Durham, you had to enter a lottery, and I'm sure a lot of the cities that they play are that way. You had to enter a lottery for the opportunity to buy tickets. And so luckily we were able to buy tickets. And Jim says the number of ESPN ABC games is going to grow. Oh yeah, absolutely. They played last year at ESPN Worldwide Sports, and they were in Disneyland, as you see there in the picture. So this team is really starting to take over, and it's good. Again, go and look up. It's all lottery. Thank you, David. Go and look up their team and the owner of the team and how that team came to be in its current iteration. It's pretty amazing, and he actually references. I saw a video interview, and he references Walt Disney and a lot of Walt Disney's philosophy inspired him in what he's doing with the team now. So be sure to check that out. So so that's all the news that I wanted to cover today. We will certainly keep an eye on the news. I watched a video today of Joe Rohde, who said he has some news coming out at the end of the week, and today is Thursday, so I'm guessing we're gonna see something about it tomorrow. And he said it's about something that he's doing, so I am hoping that he's going to announce how he's going to play a big part in at least Animal Kingdom there. I know he's already been like he's been training the Imagineers that are over there. So I'm guessing that he's going to play some sort of a role there. So I'm excited for that one. So I wanted to talk about one thing real quick, kind of a State of the Union of the DSN. Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. I'm thinking because Catherine is in the middle, not even the middle, she's towards the end now of rewatching the whole series. Anyway, he says, is the chat for vertical and horizontal separate? Yes. In this case, when we are doing news shows and podcasts from home, you kind of have to do that because you have to format the horizontal differently than you do the vertical. And so you have to put out two streams. So the chats do remain separately. That's why I'm trying to hit a lot of the chats that I see, because I see them both come in together, but they do not combine. They do not combine for all of you watching. Now, if you're in the parks, like Living in Diz, Theme Park Giant, when they do their vertical, the chats are combined, which is really cool. Oh, Catherine's on season 8. Very cool. Living in Diz says excited for that. When Joe has his name on something, it becomes gold. 100%. 100%. If any of you don't know the story of how Animal Kingdom came to be, he wanted to do Animal Kingdom, and he wasn't sure. People were like, I don't think the board's going to go for that, blah, blah, blah. And so the way he convinced them, because they thought animals are boring. Disney doesn't have to have a zoo. There's so many zoos out there, right, David? David's a big zoo guy. So he's like, zoos are boring. We don't want to do that. Hey, E-Rock, good to see you. And so he brought in a tiger. he got the board together in a room, brings in a live tiger. Tiger walks around the room slowly looking at everybody, and then the tiger walks out. And he says, "Any questions?" And they started working on Animal Kingdom. So, yeah, he knows he's got that brain to put that together, and I think he's going to do a good job. Hopefully, he will have his name all over this current expansion of Animal Kingdom. So, I wanted to talk to you about the DSN. We have 47 channels in the DSN. Every one of these folks work really hard to bring you more Disney content, whether it's shows like this or my podcast or Pete's shows. I mean, I don't know that there's another creator out there doing as many different shows weekly as Pete is. Pete is on YouTube just about every day. And people work very hard. Those that are in the network, those that are friends of the network, like Not So Scary Mary TV, you know, Scooter, who's in here, Corey from Living in Diz, Christy, Jared, Murray, Wilson's in the world. We all work very hard. We just had a Zoom call this past Monday, and had a lot of the creators were able to join us. And we talked about things that we can help each other with, that we can help each other grow. And the things that we didn't talk about were, how do we get there through nefarious means? Because what I have said from the beginning with this network is that we are going to help each other grow organically. So I talk about things like SEO, making your title catchy so that people can click on it, right? Your titles, you know, those first 40 characters mean all the world to whether people see you. Tags, description, your thumbnail, having a clear picture in high quality, all that stuff matters. And that's what we talk about in the network. And I am hearing that there are other Disney creators that are talking about friends of mine, that are talking about people that are in the network, that are talking about other Disney streamers and saying that every one of them is dirty and every one of them is cheating and buying subs and buying views. So I'm just going to put this out there to that person or persons that believe that. Do me a favor, bring the evidence to me, and I will figure it out. They're either cheating or they're not. And I can tell you right now, I don't have evidence. I don't know if those of you know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer. So having the evidence is key, okay? You can't just put lies out there and then think, oh, it's okay, I'll say, no, I was kidding, or no. That's not how this works, folks. You can't just put it out there. You know, it's like newspaper back in the days, those of you that are younger, newspaper is something that, you know, you bought daily. And they would put some headline on page 1 or 2, but then if it was a wrong story and they had to redact it, then it was, you know, page 48 is where the correction went, okay? But it's already out there. Nobody's going to go to page 48 to go look at the correction. They saw the headline on page 1 and now it's out there and it filters, especially with social media, how that spreads and all that, right? So there are people out there that are saying that people are buying subs and all that. And why are they saying that? Because there are creators growing faster than they are. Stop making excuses. Figure out all the stuff that I just said, SEO, high quality, good, clean thumbnails, good description, title, tags, all of that. And then once you do all that stuff, you still have to then hook people to come and watch your content, come and watch your channel and not want to continue the scroll, right? You have to stop the scroll. That's what we try to do. And to hear that there are people out there that I at one time believed in saying that my friends, people that are as close as family to me, are out there cheating, I just don't put up with it. If you believe that, prove it. Don't just put it out there. Prove it. Bring me the proof. Okay? And it can't be anecdotal. I want real, true proof. This is gone way too far for other creators to be putting down people that are working as hard as my friends are, as hard as I am, as hard as other Disney live streamers that I don't talk to, that I don't watch, are. Just because I don't watch them doesn't mean they aren't working hard. You know, there are people that are bucking the trend. There are people that are disrupting. I call Theme Park Giant, I call Thad the disruptor, because he went into daytime and is totally disrupting the norm of daytime YouTube. Why? Because he figured out all the stuff that I just said, and he continued to work. He continued to work his tail off to get to where he is. And he is growing by leaps and bounds. And if you are in Theme Park Giant chat, you can see that chat rolls. And it's not, it for the most part, it's, and I've got a couple of my Theme Park Giant mods in here with me. And you can see it's people having conversations with other chatters. Some of the conversation obviously is towards Thad, and they'll ask him, you know, hey, what's your favorite ride? Hey, you've been on this many roller coasters. Do you remember this ride? Do you remember this? What was your favorite roller coaster? They talk to him. They have a conversation with him because he converses back. That's the key. That's the key. And he's disrupting the norm, as Paul said, dominating the norm. Okay? And people are scared. People are scared of what Thad is doing. And the rest of the people in the Disney Streamer Network are going to get there. Some of us are going to crawl, though, right? Because we're not out there 5 days a week like Thad is. We're not out there for 6 hours a day. You know, we just don't have that luxury. But to hear people talk about my friends like they are, I just don't put up with it. So, especially when it's people that are bringing the negativity to themselves, right? And maybe that's the reason why they're not growing at the same pace that Thad is. Maybe that's the reason that people aren't drifting towards that creator like they would hope. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. It's not fair for a creator who is in our space. This should be a brotherhood. There are only, I don't know, 272 of us that do this in the world. There are only 272 channels that Disney Streamfinder.com follows. Okay, so there might be a few that they're not following. So let's say maybe there's 300. I don't care. Let's say there's 500 people. There's 500 channels that are Disney channels out there on YouTube. There's others on TikTok, Instagram, maybe. That's a small brotherhood, and it should be a brotherhood. We should be able to walk down Main Street, see somebody else with a camera, and even if they're far away on the other side, just give them a wave or a head nod and have that brotherhood. That's why the Disney Streamer Network was founded, so that we could stop this animosity between channels and actually help each other grow. And if creators don't want to be a part of that, that's fine. They can go out on their own. They can do their own thing. We'll continue to flourish the way we have been. But you cannot put our folks down. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So I'm going to read a couple comments here. Catherine says she thought that I wanted to be a math teacher. No, I liked math, but I didn't want to be a math teacher. Corey says we don't need that type of negativity in this community. No, look, guys, this is Disney. It's a theme park. It's an amusement park. It's fun. Like, go and watch any video about Walt and why he created Disneyland in the first place. That negativity has got to go away. Absolutely has to go away. Sierra says he had 100 people waiting for the stream to start. I mean, hello. See, I think he had 700 likes by, a couple hours into the stream. Sean is the same way. Disney with Sean show starts his early mornings. He's been going 175 days straight. There's a lot of work being put out there by these guys. I know what I do with Living in Diz, producing the show for him here. I know what his family goes through producing or, hosting and putting everything together and directing the show from there. It's a ton of work that goes into this, Scooter's out there on his ECV trying to help people and bring people more and more Disney. Scooter says he was in his chat today and it was flying. Yeah, it's fair to say that the subject or creator of this conversation is not in the network, 100%. There's a reason Thad never catches up on chat. Yep. Unfortunately, I know who the streamer is who said it. Kind of lost respect for them after that. And that's the key. Now, they'll tell you, well, that's okay, because there's people that believe what I'm saying, and so they're the ones that I want to concentrate. Okay, but that pool of people is going to continue to shrink because the good is going to outweigh the bad. Just saying. Sierra says, I've been in his channel since day one. He has certainly put the work in to get where he is. He's also one of the most kind and supportive people, and that goes a long way. 100%. 100%. Yep. Nice work, pal. Hello. Good to see you. And Catherine says Thad's a super sweet guy, too. So maybe that helps people gravitate towards him. Yeah. I talk about Thad as the old Epcot, the original Epcot, edutainment, and so that's, I think for him, that's his niche. I said it last night. I was talking to Scooter and Benny, and, it's like everybody has a niche within a niche. And, Thad is that edutainment. Scooter's on his ECV and helping people learn how to navigate the parks. Corey is a family channel, and there are not that many family channels out there, but he's a family, a family channel. You've seen Jill and Jacob grow up through the years on this channel, almost 8 years now. You've seen them grow up on their channels. Everybody has a niche, and none of the people in the network that I know of are in the conspiracy theory niche. I don't know why anybody would go that route. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's so many other things that you could do in Disney. Why would that be the niche that you want to play in? I don't get it. Saturday Parks Live says Thad is so sweet, positive, knowledgeable, and entertaining. And I like giving him hugs. I have given him a hug. I was trying to think if I've given him a hug. I have given him a hug. Neri, we know, has given him a hug. She's a big hugger. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to get that off my chest. Our folks are out there working really hard to bring everybody a little bit more Disney from around the world. Steve and Tony, hello. Thank you again for your support. Go out there and support our friends. dsn.disneystreams.com. Watch multiple channels at one time. There's other features in there that David has created, like the wonderful window that has Park World Radio on it. You have a Park Companion app now. You can get alerted. Somebody today in Facebook said Frozen Ever After is down. Do we know when it's going to come back up? And I immediately went into that comment and I said, I have an app that'll do that for you. Let me know and I can recommend it. Because the app that David created, if a ride is down, it will tell you when the ride comes back up. You'll get a notification. If a ride like Tron is 75 minutes and you're like, I don't want to wait 75, tell me when it's 45. You can set an alert so that when it hits 45 minutes, you get alerted, and then you can walk gingerly over there. Don't run. Not allowed to run. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on the network, and we're just getting started. 2026 is going to be a great year for all of our creators. We support each other in multiple ways. And in fact, when this show ends in just a few seconds, I'm going to send you over to Pete, the Pete McDevitt Show, who has Ken Bruce on. Ken is the author of The Enchanted Tiki Room, Before the Birds Sang Words. Corey and I had him on our show. Gosh, I think that was season 2. Wow. He was so much fun. So knowledgeable. So Pete has him on as a guest tonight. So I'm going to send you over there. Be sure to check that out, and be sure to say hello to Pete. Let him know that Park Bros or Lawrence sent you over. And they should be in the middle of his Disney Dialogue show right now. So that's going to do it for me. Anybody has comments for me, feel free to leave them in the chat, or comment after the show. I have no problem talking about if you believe somebody is cheating. Let me know who it is. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in comments. Email me. DisneyStreamerNetwork@gmail.com. And I will go in and research it. But I can tell you, I probably have more research to tell you that they're not cheating than they are. Or than you have evidence to tell me that they are. Because you don't have the evidence. You don't. Because you would have shown it already. Just saying. All right, that's going to do it for me. Sending you over to Pete now. Make sure to say hello to Ken and Pete, and I'm assuming Molly. I don't have it on my screen, but I'm assuming Molly is on the show tonight as well. Thank you all. Excuse me. Wilson's in the World says thank you for what I do. No, thank all of you for what you do. Means the world, whether you are a creator, a mod, a viewer, a chatter, a supporter. Believe me, this community grows because of all of you. So, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate everybody. Scooter says he's not cheating. Our low numbers are organic. Listen, you get what you get and you don't get upset, but you continue to grow. You got to crawl before you can walk. At work, we have this thing we talked about. We implemented a new system, and it was crawl, walk, run, right? You start out, and then you just continue to expand on the system. So that's what you're doing. Just crawl, walk, run. All right, folks. It's been a great night. Thank you for being here. And we will see you Saturday on Living in Diz from Hollywood to say goodbye to Rock and Roller Coaster. Tuesday, right here and on Living in Diz at 6:30 p.m. We're doing the Epcot Flower and Garden preview. Do not miss that. We love doing those episodes. We're going to dig into all the food, pronounce maybe 20% of it correctly. It's a great show. So don't miss that at all. All right. I appreciate you all being here. You guys have a great night.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.